Hey yo, it's my review for Married to Medicine, episode 4. This episode left off on the explosive confrontation between Heavenly and Contessa. You did this! Heavenly says she's had enough and she's going up the stairs to leave. I'm not really sure why Heavenly is so upset because she said all that. Heavenly says in her confessional that she feels betrayed. Much like Contessa feels betrayed by you going on YouTube, airing her out and making fun of her marriage. Okay. I mean, they're both wrong in a sense, but like, I don't understand why Heavenly is so hurt. Also, side note, I heard Heavenly say on her YouTube show that Contessa in this scene brought her daughter downstairs too. I'm glad they took it out because, I mean, what purpose did that serve? It really does seem like something Contessa would have done though. So we see Contessa upstairs and she's like locking herself in her room, like she still has guests in her home. And speaking of the guests, they still chilling in her movie room, like drinking. So Quad's telling the other ladies how wrong she thought this ambush was, and Toya and Simone disagree with her. Simone's rebuttal is there's no way for her to approach Heavenly. She says people are offended and yet she still continues to do it. Meanwhile, while they're talking, Jackie and Heavenly are friends, so Jackie goes outside because Heavenly didn't leave yet. Ooh, I know Simone hates that Jackie is good friends with Heavenly. Simone does not F with Heavenly. I wouldn't either. I don't blame her. Simone and Quad are still going back and forth, and Quad is trying to get the last word in, but Simone is like, can you let me speak? Because I let you talk. Quad ain't having it. She gets him like, okay, I'm out there. Now, why Quad is getting turned up right now? Heavenly said that you sleep with married men. Like, for everyone to hear. Wouldn't you be more mad at Heavenly than Simone right now? And here go Quad trying to get her Emmy or Oscar. What I saw on that screen was BS. Quad tries to tell the ladies the proper thing to do was to get on the phone with Heavenly, but Simone stops her in her tracks right quick and reminds her that just last year that she got into it with Heavenly over an Instagram post. I think it was the emojis when she was on a beach or something. All Heavenly did was put up 3 emojis and Quad just let her have it in this like 2 or 3 paragraphs. So what happened to a phone call then? They are yelling at each other right now. Over what? Heavenly? Really? Oh my God. Quad has Simone to that point now where she's yelling at the top of her lungs. I'm Toya right now. She's just shaking her head watching them two go at it. Oh my God. Okay, I needed that laugh. Cause if you gonna drag me, I'm gonna drag you. Cause this is America. This is America, huh? Cause this is America! Oh man, when I tell you I cracked up the first time I saw this scene, even the ladies themselves couldn't hold it together. Quad is outdone. She's like, in America, huh? That was an endearing moment how they could go back and forth like that and then just laugh with each other just like that. We back outside with Heavenly dramatic ass talking to Jackie saying, this is unacceptable. Like you on your YouTube, like cracking jokes at all the ladies' expense. I don't feel sorry for Heavenly at all. So most of the ladies start to leave while Contessa is still upstairs upset. You have Simone and Toya in a little awkward moment waiting for Heavenly to move out the way so they can leave. Heavenly looked like she don't know how to turn on her electric car. So now we follow Dr. Jackie, the peacemaker, back in, and she knocks on Contessa's door to go check on her. Contessa has completely changed into her night robe, and ready for bed. And now she's saying, I'm just so mad. I'm so mad at Heavenly. I'm so mad. Look, when you lie with dogs, you gonna get fleas. We're then with Quad and Anila, who haven't left yet either. They're just chilling in Contessa's kitchen. Quad is saying Heavenly is dead wrong for coming after her character like that. She's gonna address her. But just a few moments ago, she was defending Heavenly. I guess. Jackie's still talking to Contessa in her bedroom, and Contessa's like, don't talk about my husband. And it looks like she's trying to get, other people just as mad as Heavenly as she is, but Jackie is too neutral. She's not going to go up against Heavenly. That's why she connected to Toya, who she doesn't even like, and Simone, because they both don't fuck with Heavenly. Jackie's trying to get through to her that two wrongs don't make a right. Contessa does not give a damn. She's like, if Heavenly can be reckless, then I can be reckless too. Contessa, I think she just wants to fight somebody. She wants to knock a bitch out. And if it happened to be Heavenly, so be it. So next scene, we get a couple of montages of what the ladies are doing. And now we're with Toya visiting Simone in her office. And of course, they're talking about the previous night at Contessa's. Simone said the energy was off soon as Anila got into the door. She says Anila, Quad, and Jackie, they were all up Heavenly's ass. And she's like, are they scared of her or are they just enablers? I'm gonna say they're enablers. Like, Heavenly has literally talked about every single person in that room, yet half the ladies still choose to be friends with her. And speaking of enablers, next scene we have Anila meeting up with Heavenly for lunch. Heavenly tells Anila that the reason why she was laughing was out of shock and nervousness. Okay, girl. From what Heavenly's saying, it seems like she's more mad at Contessa for ambushing her with the people that she don't get along with. We're now going back and forth between Simone and Toya and Anila and Heavenly. Simone is saying Quad, Anila, and Jackie stay making excuses for Heavenly's behavior. And the reason why she talks about the other lady's business, so she don't have to talk about her own business. And I totally agree with that. Like, I want to know why Heavenly is so insecure of Damon Daddy talking to other women. I want to know what she thinks about, her closeted son. I want to know why she has such strong patriarchal values in her home. Like, she doesn't talk about any of that. Lord, now we see Heavenly spreading rumors about Toya now, saying that a bunch of Quad friends heard Eugene say that Toya was the biggest mistake he's made in his life. Now Anila's trying to get through to Heavenly that Quad is upset about this rumor she put out that she's sleeping with married men. Heavenly, being the great friend that she is, just dismisses it and says, oh, me and Quad be like going back and forth all the time. And she doubles down and says, oh, the rumor's out there. Like, that's what I heard. And then Heavenly, I'm guessing she forgot that she's mic'd, because now she's saying, oh, you better not tell nobody what I heard. Like, and then she says the guy and woman's names, and of course production bleeps it out. Like, Heavenly does not give a fuck about these women. Like, Quad looks silly defending Heavenly. I wonder what Quad thinks of this watching. Next, we're with Contessa being a boss bitch at her place of business. She owns her own clinic. She works with her husband. It seems like they're getting along for now. And we just see her talking to a very fine patient. Contessa is definitely enjoying her job as a doctor, feeling up this football player right now. Next scene, we're at Anila's residence. She's taking care of her badass children. And as she's doing so, she's saying how much she misses their nanny. The way her nanny flew out that driveway last week lets me know that there's a reason why she left. And now we get a montage from production of Anila having to take care of her own kids for once. And it's tiring her out. Okay, violins. She doesn't have any nannies or anything. I mean, poor her. She's saying how it takes time to vet a nanny, so she can't just rehire one like that. I wonder why she couldn't get her previous nanny to help her out, like to replace her before she left. Or hey, maybe the nanny just wanted to leave that quickly and she was just sick of Anila and her kids. Next scene, we're with Heavenly and Dr. Damon Daddy, and they're chatting a bit before they go to Simone and Cecil's Halloween party. So she's talking to her daddy about what happened between her and Contessa. Now, of course, she's only going to give her side of the story to make it seem like she's the victim. And all Damon is doing is just comforting her. Like, the husbands don't care about the ladies' drama. Okay, we get it. They're happy in love. I don't need to hear about Heavenly being naked and Damon going in there to join her. Next scene. So now we're at Simone and Cecil's party, and the setup is really nice. It looks like they actually spent money on this. I'm trying to figure out what is Simone supposed to be. Can somebody let me know in the comments? Did I miss that? And here go Carrie. I mean, just no speaking role whatsoever. They just wasting her time. I hope she got paid for this. So in walks Toya and Eugene, and it's supposed to be Jay-Z and Beyonce. Now, Toya, just because she's wearing Ivy Park, she's Beyonce. Eugene has this Basquiat wig on, so I'm guessing he's Jay-Z. Like, that's the only thing that's recognizable. They're giving low budget, dollar value Jay-Z and Beyonce on a discount. They did not do it side by side. It still does no justice to either of them. Next up, we have Heavenly and Damon entering the party. Does Heavenly have on the same Egyptian outfit that Contessa wore to Anila's Indian-themed event? That would be something. We then see Contessa's husband Scott pull up for some reason without her, dressed as Muhammad Ali just because he has the robe on. And then he spills the beans to somebody that Contessa couldn't make it because she had to study. But she's telling everybody that she went out of town. Contessa studying for her test is a great excuse for her not to see Heavenly at this party. I mean, the last thing she did say to Heavenly was fuck you, so there's that. So it looks like most of the cast and their spouses are there, and then we see a U-Haul pull up just honking the horn, and it's Anila and her husband. So they came to the party as movers, and they're specifically taking a shot at Eugene and Toya for some strange reason. It's lame already because they rented a U-Haul for this, and just honking the horn obnoxiously so people can go outside just to look at them. Like, we all get it, like they've moved like 4 or 5 times since they've been on the show, but I think this kind of fell flat. Toya probably would have took it better if they were in a good place, but they're not, so this is a bad idea. Anila wanted a moment, and she's trying too hard. And when you try too hard, it doesn't come off great to the viewers. So they come outside, and Toya was like, I am so flattered that I'm on your mind. And she pays it dust. It's so awkward too. Like Anila and her husband just standing outside in their moving outfits saying, we just want to help you out. You're our friends. Toya and Eugene are really not feeling this joke at all. And then Toya looks at Anila in pity saying, you actually like got your suits embroidered just for this? They must have really thought this was a moment, but this is on the same level as Drew's dog bones in Atlanta. Child, ain't hardly nobody at this party. Like, all this space, it looks like it's only 25 people there, and that space can hold over 100 people. Oh Lord, and here we go. So Toya takes Anila to the side to talk to her, and now we're with the husbands, and it's awkward with them. Cecil is saying, oh, well, initially I thought it was funny. I'm not sure why Eugene's making a big deal out of it. Just laugh it off and keep it moving. So Eugene tells Anila's husband that we have a problem now. And Toya's telling Anila that her husband is upset. That's why she's upset. This is such a non-motherfucking factor when it comes to drama. Are they really going to start a war over this? Over a lame stunt? Eugene is panini pressed right now. And for some reason, he's associating gender to the matter. Like, you as a man, why are you doing this to me? That's like the women doing it to each other. Who cares? It was a lame joke on Anila and her husband's end. That's it, just let it go. Anila's husband's like, I just thought it was funny. And Eugene literally yells at him, everybody goddamn moves. Well, not as much as y'all. Y'all moved at least 5 times in 4 years. I think Eugene's taking out his frustration with work and his home life on Anila's husband now. This is some misdirected anger. Maybe he need to lower his testosterone shots. Wow, that party is empty. Like, they ran out that huge venue for like 20 people. We come back to Toya and Anila going back and forth, and now Eugene is ready to go, so they about to head out. Simone and Cecil, though, try to stop them before they leave, and they agree to stay. They're just not going to be around Anila and her husband. And finally, production let us know what Simone is dressed as. She's dressed as an old rich bitch. Huh, interesting. Yeah, Eugene is stressed from his home life and his work life. You can really tell. Ain't no way he's mad at a lame, shady stunt. Oop, and then we see Anila and her husband in her confessional, you know, agreeing with my sentiments on this party. Like, it was really dead on arrival. Ain't nobody there. So a little later on, we see Heavenly stopping Quad and apologize to her. If we see this YouTube clip one more time. This is 4 episodes in a row now. 4. Heavenly's YouTube is getting all the free press and promo. Heavenly is such a hypocrite. Like, she tells Quad, I don't think you're sleeping with married men. But literally 20 minutes ago, we saw Heavenly telling Anila that the story was actually true or a rumor that she heard. She ain't shit. And it is frustrating seeing Quad, Jackie, and Anila give her all these passes. So then Heavenly in her confessional is confronted by the producer calling out her contradictions, and she flat out lies. She said, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. You know production gonna roll that beautiful bean footage. You said that. But anyway, it looks like Quad accepts Heavenly's apology. We then cut to Quad's confessional, and she says if Heavenly says anything else about her disparagingly, their friendship is over. And Quad's still on her acting tip, trying to get an Emmy for her role on Married to Medicine. So this lame Halloween party's finally over, and next scene we're with all the husbands at this axe throwing activity. So they're ending this episode with the men. Really? Oh yeah, fast forward, and we have 5 minutes left. Oh, so of course they're talking about the past night, and Eugene's really pressed at Anila's husband. He's talking to all the fellas about that. He's saying all he wants is an apology, and he can move forward. So Dr. Karan, Anila's husband, I'm going to try to remember that name going forward. He joins the men, like as they were just talking about him, and now Eugene is addressing him. Eugene tells him he didn't appreciate being the butt of his joke. He had no issues with him. He thought it was mean. Now, Karan tells Eugene sorry if he was offended by it, but he still thought it was funny at the end of the day. And that's all Eugene needed to hear to pop off on Karan, just saying, now see, here you say it's funny, I just told you that it's not funny. Karan is taking it as like, dude, why are you being so serious over this? Okay, so I won't joke anymore. I can't be the one to joke. I'll be the dullest motherfucker here. And then Eugene says, you call me a motherfucker one more time. One more time. Did he call you a motherfucker? I could have sworn he said he called himself a motherfucker. Maybe they must have edited stuff out. This was really choppy. Eugene then gets up out his seat as if he's about to step to Karan, but I don't think they would allow a fight between the guys anyway. However, this is where the episode ends. It ends on a cliffhanger. This was an okay episode. I'm really curious to know whose side y'all on. Are you on Dr. Eugene and Toya's side? Or are you on Anila and Dr. Karan's side? I think they're both wrong now, but I really think that Eugene's reaction isn't warranted. Like, who cares? Yeah, but for all we know, they cooked up this fake drama just so we could talk about it. Anywho, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see y'all for the next episode. Bye.